It means a great deal, I think, to start off on a foundation which one has made for oneself. My name is Booker T. Washington. I was born into slavery in 1856 in Franklin County, Virginia. My mother, Jane, was an enslaved cook for plantation owners James and Elizabeth Burroughs. After the Civil War, my mother, siblings, and I, along with many other slaves, were freed. I was 9 years old. This was one of the first obstacles I overcame in life. I went from being owned by another person to being a free man. You see, success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles in which he has overcome. After being free, we moved to Malden, West Virginia. I worked at a local mine, and I was allowed to attend school, but only after my work hours. While working in the coal mines, I overheard other workers speaking of this place, Hampton Institute. This was also known as Hampton Normal and Agricultural Institute, which was a school for former slaves in southeastern Virginia. The school was founded by General Samuel Chapman Armstrong. The general led black troops for the Union during the Civil War and after was dedicated to educational opportunities for African Americans. I had the opportunity to attend in 1872 when I was 16 years of age. I was so grateful for this opportunity. I knew from a young age that a good, strong education was vital. Now that I think about it, I walked most of the way to Hampton from Malden, about 500 miles, I'd say. I was a good student. I especially enjoyed public speaking and debate. I was provided a job as a janitor to pay for my room and board. I graduated with honors in 1875 and was chosen to speak at my commencement. I particularly took pride in this since I love public speaking so much. Well, I must have made a great impression on General Armstrong because after leaving Hampton, he recommended me for a position as principal of a new school for blacks in Macon County, the Tuskegee Normal and Industrial Institute for the Training of Black Teachers. General Armstrong was a great man, the noblest, rarest human being it has ever been my privilege to meet. Well, I arrived with great work ahead of me. There was no land, no buildings, and little to no money, except for salaries for staff members. I prepared to plan to make this school a reality. I worked to raise money, I recruited students, and the support from the community was vital. We succeeded in raising enough funds to purchase a 100-acre plantation on the outskirts of Tuskegee. The students built a kiln, made bricks for buildings to be built, and sold bricks to raise money. We successfully built classroom buildings, a dining hall, a girls' dormitory, and a chapel. By 1888, Tuskegee Normal and Industrial Institute had more than 400 enrolled students. We offered training in skilled trades such as carpentry, cabinet making, printing, and agriculture. We made an effort in academics to relate the subject matter to the actual experiences of the students, and our students flourished with this approach. I invited my own brother, John, also a Hampton graduate, to come and direct the vocational training program at Tuskegee. I brought Dr. George Washington Carver onto the staff, who became the director of the agricultural program in 1896. My belief, if you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else. Okay, let's flash forward. On the 25th anniversary of the Tuskegee Institute, we had transformed that 100-acre plantation into a 2,000-acre, 83-building campus with equipment, livestock, and stock in trade. Training in 37 industries was available for more than 1,500 students enrolled at that time. I served with the Tuskegee Institute from 1881 to 1915. I went on to write about 40 books, I believe, some of which, Up from Slavery in 1901, Character Building in 1902, and My Large Education in 1911. I was asked to speak on the opening day of the Atlanta Exposition in 1895. This exposition was to showcase the economic progress of the South since the Civil War. And this opened the door for me onto the national scene, politics that is. In 1901, I was formally invited by President Theodore Roosevelt himself to dine in the White House. Now think about that. Do you realize I was the first black person to do so? Talk about overcoming obstacles. Following, I was counsel to U.S. presidents for many years thereafter, and I took pride in that counsel. I became ill November 5th, 1915, and was admitted to St. Luke's Hospital in New York City. On November 12th, I asked to be taken to Tuskegee. This is where my heart had always been, and this is where I wanted to spend my last days. I died 2 days later, November 14th, 1915, at 59 years of age. The best way for me to sum up the wins and losses of my life and pioneering spirit of my efforts and success in technical education is simply this: nothing ever comes to me that is worth having except as the result of hard work. You see, I had a vision, a concept of practical, useful education for individuals to be successful and provide for themselves. I worked hard, applied myself, overcame many obstacles, and succeeded. I've learned success always leaves footprints. And oh, what a footprint was made on not only education of African Americans and technical education, but education as a whole. I am Booker T. Washington, hardworking, practical, educator, pioneer, mentor, and successful man in the field of education. Thank you for listening to my story. Work hard, apply yourself, overcome obstacles, lift others up through mentorship, build a strong foundation for oneself, and succeed because I have paved your way.